Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Blender 4.1 testing, experiments, and all that fun stuff. As you can see, I've been working on the robot leg system, I guess, making a rigging system inside of geometry nodes, which I need to reiterate, you should not do. I'm doing it not just to see if I can. It's very impractical, but maybe it could be useful in some scenario. I mean, I could make this creature have as many legs and arms as I want. But yeah, this is, it's pretty cool. I like it. So, I guess I'll do a quick breakdown for those of you who haven't, been around for too long with all this. So, essentially, I start out with a couple of edges on an object. And then I go and animate those edges walking around, which I'm going to be redoing this entire part of the system, so just keep that in mind. That's what I plan on doing today, making the system a lot cleaner because it is a gosh darn mess. So we have those edges walking, and then I just have the body instance there because I'm working on that as well, just testing once again. And then the real magic happens in the second GeoNode thing, which is, it might not look like too bad at the moment, but that's because there are quite a few node groups in here. I just am getting used to organizing all of this better. So yeah, we start with the curve edges, then we instance our leg template, or basically the leg rig in a sense, but it's just a curve. I instance it on the edges, which looks like this. And then I apply my joint IK constraints with some simulation wobble in there just to make it look that much better. And then I go and instance the various parts on that curve with a new little part right there, the new wobbling cables, which is its own node group right there. I go and instance some pistons, and then I also have this is another new addition, the foot parts, which that is basically what I did for the leg, except a little bit different. Here I'm using forward kinematics and also some collision detection to make sure that the feet actually don't clip straight through the floor. And that'll work on any surface. So yeah, now that I have that all working, it's just like, oh, it's now walking. It works. And I particularly like how it actually looks like the feet are supporting the robot legs. Instead of it just hitting down and then not adapting to the floor, it actually looks like it's being supported, which is really cool. It might be a little bit too wobbly, but, you know, you gotta show off the physics. I had to show off the physics that I spent so much time on. But I could reduce that on both parts. Let's see, if I do this, what happens then? I'm already forgetting. Okay, yeah. The more I do that, we can see that it's more just still doing the collision detection, but it's, oh wait, no, it's the legs that's causing all that. So let me go and undo what I just did. But if I turn this up all the way, we can see that it starts getting a little bit mangled because it's not holding its original shape, which is, you know, not the best. So let me set that to 0.5. Let me turn down the wobble on the leg part. This is extremely complex, but hey, I'm still figuring, oh. And also, that's what happens if, stuff is turned up too. Like, I could break this very easily, which may be very entertaining to watch. So let's set this to, let's see. Let's set it so that it won't follow its original shape, besides for the endpoints. So we could have the robot just doing that, which looks very creepy. Like, I could have a whole series of robot, like arms that are just moving around, which is cool. Yeah, so many cool things that I could do. But I could go and reapply the shape. Like, that looks a little bit better, but still very wobbly. Another thing that I need to work on eventually is making, like, I did this for the claw part, where I stored the offsets in tangent space so that I could make it so that they won't bend off axis. Now, I didn't implement that for the legs here because I made the claw part second and I was experimenting with it. So I will eventually do that, but we'll check up on that in a little bit. But yeah, main thing for today, My main plan is to get this looking a bit better. And then, what else? Sorry, I was just got a notification. Yeah, I just need to do the walking thing. Making the cube look better. Right. Okay. Back in action. Let's just go and make this look a little bit better. Maybe keep it from doing the wibbly wobble all too much. So I still want it to wobble a little bit. Like, eventually you don't want that number to be above 1, but since I have the blur, like, if I turn that off, it starts to, you know, really go ham with the physics. But since it's blurred, everything is kind of compensated for, which is good. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and also, just to showcase the kind of horror elements of all this, I'm just going to go and turn off that part there. So I can go and add in as many legs as I want. So let's just make a centipede. Again, you know, it's... I'm doing this because I can, not because I should. Oh, that doesn't look creepy enough. Let's go and enhance it. There we go, that's a little bit better. And these could be randomly generated input. Actually, yeah, I could do that. Here, let's spawn in a mesh line. Yeah, I'll go and reset the file and then get to work on the actual... Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh shoot. Oh, right. Because of that. Okay. Set that to 1. Nope. 2. It's forgetting to walk because I forgot to implement that. Okay, let me go and store named attribute. Again, I'm going to be resetting this, but just for fun. Just for fun. I set up the physics, it took a long time, so now I can play around with it. Let's say if the index is equal to 1. There we go. Oh no, there we go. So this one, now 1 edge should be working, so let's spawn in a lot. So let's use a duplicate elements. Set it to edge, and now that we have that duplicated, let's use a set position node. Use the duplicate index to feed into a random value ID, set it to vector. Let's just go and make a lot of these. So why not 100, just to stress test all of this, and then spread them out within a 20-meter range. Oh my gosh. Horror's beyond my comprehension. I love it. Now, why is it freaking out? Should be fine. Maybe, oh yeah, offset, there we go. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why... Oh, this is actually good for testing. I can see some of the bugs. Oh, that's because the collision plane. Right. Hello? Collision plane? Where are you? Wait, where'd I put the collision plane? Oh, there it is. It's hidden. There we go. So if we scale up the collider plane up, that should be significantly better. Again, I'm going to be resetting this, but again, just for testing. There we go. Wow, that actually looks very sad. Here, let's go and speed it up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, that is funny. Just a ton of chicken legs walking around. And again, I need to fix this up a lot, but for the time being, this is fun. Oh, and also this is running at 24 frames per second, which is probably not doing too well with the stream. But yeah, let me go and, I'm going to reset the file, then actually get to work on this. I also want to try out rigid body physics today, so I need to get moving with all this. Okay, speaking of getting moving, here we are back with the good version. So, a couple of plans with all this. So we have it so that the legs are walking, they're doing their thing, but I want to redo this. So, I'm going to duplicate, hello? How do I... I am blanking out. Wait, how do I copy this again? Well, let's... No. Oh, that button. Man, I just had another brain cache clear. Alright, we'll need you. Maybe, no, maybe... I'll redo it from scratch. So let's just go and delete all that. The only thing I want to keep is... you, because this is the thing that keeps the parts walking. I'm going to delete the top vertices here because I just want moving vertices to start out with. So let's take a look at this. Delete this. Then turn that off. Okay. So right now we have quite a few lines that are just walking. Oh, that looks really cool. I forgot that I had the colored wireframe on. I need it, yeah. I'm gonna render a version with that. So we have that, but now I want to sorry, I'm blinking again. I want to put a point in the middle that has physics applied to it so that we can have kind of a body attached to it that actually reacts to the physics and all that good stuff. Okay. Yep. So here we have that. So let's have a point. I want this point to dynamically have physics handled. So let's get the attribute statistic. I want to get the position of this. Now I'll need to get the position and also which vertices are on the floor. That's the two pieces of data that I will need for this. So let's put the mean into here. So here we can see that... Yep, okay, that's not moving. Oh, right, I forgot. I was like, wait, why is that not quite moving as it should? I need to have it so that... Yeah. It's already a bit messy, but... Oh, well. Need that to be 0.6, maybe negative 0.6, yeah. There we go. So very minimal sliding. I'm gonna go and turn that down by a little bit. Maybe 0.5. Oh, that is rock solid. That's good. The points are not sliding anymore. Like, eventually, instead of having this, like, quote-unquote animation setup, I want to make a procedural system so that the thing can walk anywhere, over any terrain, and it'll still look good. But these are the bases, the basics of it. So now that we have this, we should see that our dot is now moving. Here, let's join the geometry together. We should see that the dot is now in the middle of all 4 of these points. And it's just working well. I'm going to go and hide, instead of making a group, I'm going to go and hide all those unused inputs. So that part's good. That's what's needed. But now I need to, 1, add physics to the center point, and also spawn in edges or curves that will go towards that center point and actually work. Okay, so let's go and I could raise this up, which might be a good idea. But another thing that I want to try is a weighted average. So I can tell the points, hey, look at the ground plane, which is hidden at this time. So let me have this be a collider. I want it to get the proximity to our collider plane, which is right here. There we go. I really like the colored wireframes. I think I'm going to do that for most of my files going forward. Looks nice and cool. Here, let's go and get the proximity. So I want to see which ones are actually touching the floor. So if we do that and then get the proximity... I already got the proximity. I want to map range the proximity. And I also want to get the attribute... I need to think about this. With those values... Okay, no, I know what to do. You have this be a float. So, in order to get... Here, this will be good for testing. Actually, no, I need that as well. Ooh. It's Getting complicated already, but I knew this would happen. Okay. So with the position, I want to scale it based on how far away from the position it is. I want to get essentially a weighted average. But then if we do this, it should be properly compensated for. So we should see, yes, now the average is going to whichever one is off the ground. But I want to make it so that it'll go towards... Yeah, there we go. Okay, now here we can see it's now leaning towards the ones that are on the ground. This is complicated, I know. I'm very deep into the math. Everything's webbed. Everything's terrible. But I plan on cleaning most of this up. But yeah, there we go. Now it's leaning over correctly. And now I want to go and add physics to that point, and then everything should be great. There we go. Probably should make a node group for this so that I could ignore all that while still keeping it at least semi-organized. I should. Actually, wait. Instead of having 2 offsets, I'm just gonna add. That's what I mean about I've been working on this file for several days now. I think 2 days? But my brain has started to collapse from it being so... I don't know, it's like legacy code in my brain. My brain's like, okay, I did this in this file, this in that file, that in that file, and so on. So it's all starting to pile up a little bit. But it's not too bad. Let's go and make a group. Make a group so that we can have it in a nice isolated area where I don't need to look at all that. Collapse it all into a nice simple thing. So this will be point physics, body point, yeah, body point physics. I still need to do rigid biosims. We're only at 17 minutes, so we've got time for all this. I'll just go and do this so that we can see the original geo, even though we may be replacing that. We'll see. So we have that. Let me go and organize all this. There we go. So we have our weight. Let me label and do everything. There we go. I really like the colored wireframes. Those are really nice. Okay, there we go. So this is a little more digestible. This will be weighted average. There we go. And I forgot the spelling. Yep, and then this will be collider proximity. There we go. There we go. So let's add in the physics. We have our points. So all that's for that. Now let's add in our point physics, which shouldn't be too bad. Getting the rotation physics might be a pain though. So let's have a velocity value, then a set position value. You know the classic. So let's see. Oh, since this is a singular value, I can just... Oh, that'll be great. Let's get the simulation zone. And again, if I sound like I'm rambling and not making sense, fair enough, I mean. But it's just because I'm going at speed here. Like, you won't be able to replicate this, unfortunately. It's just way too much for any of that. Okay. So, velocity there, velocity there. I should have a setup for this velocity thing so that I don't have to keep remaking it every single time, but yeah, good practice. There we go. So we have that, and I need to subtract the current position from this position. The current position from this one's current position. Then add it into the fold, so I just need to scale, add, scale. And here we should have physics now applied to all this. There we go. So we can see that physics is working a little bit too well. And then just a little bit of dampening. So now the body is actually moving. We can dampen that a bit just so that it has a little bit of resistance to that. And as we can see, yeah, that's not too bad. Let's go and put that into there. Okay, that's good. So now that we have this part wobbling, it's like, well, where do we go from here? And let's see. I want to make it so that I want to instance stuff on here. But I need to think about other things in regards to this. There are an amazing amount of emojis going through the chat right now. Way more than usual. Let's see, let's go and move this to the center. Yeah, I only have like 40 minutes. 40 minutes to do everything that I plan on today. But we're making good time, I think. So now that we have this, I want to... Oh wait, but I need the original points. Oh dang, that's a little unfortunate. So, okay, it looks like I'll need another geometry input. So I want to take the original geometry that's not moved at all. And then I want to make the curve lines based off that. As much as it pains for me to do this, it will work. Okay, let's have another input there, and this will just be the original geometry before the set position. I'll just put that in there, so this will be original geometry. Whoops. So now that we have this, I want to convert that into an instance. No, not split to instance. Oh, that's a new node. Instance. Geometry to instance. So I want to do that so that I can instance it on the new point that we have. Do we need to? Yeah, okay. We instance on, like I could just transform it, but this is easier. So if I do that, we should see that these points are now up there, which is good. But I want to create the curve lines based off of that. Also, let me recenter all this just to make it a little bit better. So now we have this going, and I can scale these points so that's a little bit better. But also, see, there's the moving geometry, so, I am currently thinking... Realize instances... And I haven't even implemented the rotational wobble, which will come later. Let's see, let's instance the default cube on here as well, so that we can actually see that running. So we can instance not only that, but also a different object. So let's throw the cube onto there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nope, wrong cube. Here, yeah, that one. Let's go and plug that into there. So now we have the cube spawning in. And let's just enhance the physics. And, oh no, is that... Yep, that's happening again. There's a bug in Blender 4.1 simulation nodes. Simulation nodes just seems to be getting... More bugs have been appearing recently, which I'm not the happiest about. So I just need to reload it every once in a while. Okay. The floor is not flat. Can you make the points land correctly? That is what I plan on doing in the future. Like currently the claw will adapt to the terrain, but the points here won't. I have done it in the past, but at the moment I'm not doing it yet. Okay, so now we should see, yeah, that wobbling is happening. So, let's, oh, this is getting way too much, way too fast, again. Okay, so now I want to extrude the points here, and I want to sample index, vector, position, because the position should be the same either way, index. Sounds so complicated, but looks amazing. Thanks. Yes, it is complicated. It takes quite a bit of skill in order to compress all of this into something that is clean. And as we can see, because I'm going so fast, I haven't done that. So now that we do this, we now have lines connecting all that together, which means that now if I do this, that part is now functioning. We can now have the physics part in the middle working, and yeah, seems to be functioning. Now, how do we clean this up? We don't need you, we don't need you. We do need you. What other things do we need to move? Like, you need to be higher. There we go, that looks a little bit better. Now, yeah, there's still some... It looks so janky. I love it. But that's the thing, I want it to become less janky over time. So now I need to add in the rotation physics. But you may be wondering, wait, how do you make rotation physics? Essentially, I need to do another point simulation, but above the current point, so that it has a place to kind of look to. Like, essentially, the point wobbles, and then there's a point above it that is wobbling, but it's also delayed. And then you just take the difference in rotation between those two and then apply it. So, let's, I basically need to do this section again, and then compare the position speed between the two, and then I have that as a rotation. Which actually, that sounds like a plan. And I could just turn this into a node group to say, hey, simulate points. And that would work, because it's either I copy this, like I get the attribute statistic, the position of the one point, and then we put this, and I could even, well, okay, that's getting a little advanced. We do that, we raise that up, that point up by a little bit. There we go. So let's see there. So we have the positions of those two. We subtract. See how easy it is to make things very needlessly complex? Even though it's kind of necessary. Like, I should have put those into node groups and then not worry about the other stuff. Let's see. Or actually, if I'm thinking about this, I don't even need a point. Since it's one singular point, I could just make the simulation not have to rely on geometry, and that would eliminate quite a few nodes. I'll do that. Eventually. Let's use an align Euler to vector node, set it to the z-axis, plug the z-axis into these two. So yeah, I can make this a whole ton simpler. So now we should see that there's some rotation physics happening. So let's set that to 0.5. There we go. It almost feels like it's going in the opposite direction. Oh my gosh. The opposite direction that I want. So if I do that, yeah, no, that's not the right one. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit better. And then I can enhance how... There we... Oh. Yeah, that's doing its job. Yep, and then I can turn down the target point, so... Yeah, now it's actually looking like it's carrying its weight. That's not looking bad. Let me save this. But I should make it so that the external limbs do account a little bit to that average weight. So that even if they're not on the ground, they still... Here, yeah, I should make that very low value. So that we can actually see it, like, update. And then for you... There we go. Yeah, now it looks like the physics are actually doing their job. Speaking of physics, for the leg portion, the leg physics, I'm going to swap that. Actually, no, I'm just going to set that to 1. Yeah, there. Wait. I want to make sure that the hip joint there is not wobbling at all. So that's a 1. Which one? Oh, yep, it was that one. Okay. So it's time for optimization. Like, let's go and just make this a whole ton easier to work with. But it does work. That is so funny. And I can make the character lean to one area or another, so that looks a lot more natural, like freakishly natural, which I'm, you know, not the happiest with. Why are you... Oh, right, yeah, I can just go and set this one to be lower. Like, that looks a little too realistic, which I'm not the most comfortable with. And then we can have it be way too long, which if these stretch out to, like, 0, we can see that it starts to have a not-so-fun time. Oh, that's really cool. And technically the inverse kinematic solver that I made is running in the opposite direction because I just set this, I set it up wrong. So whenever it overstretches, we can see that, like, right here, like, the leg, like, this part should be attached. This part should not be. But since I set it up wrong, actually I could fix that by using a reverse curve, even though I'm a little worried about some aspects of it. If we put 2 reverse curves on it, it should function. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can see, yeah, I don't know. It is functioning. Oh, I don't have a scenario to say if it's overstretching. Like, hey, if the curve is too long, then don't do this, or something along those lines. But yeah, oh right, this optimization. Let's make it so that I don't need that many nodes in order to make this work. So let's have a simulation zone. Let's set up the kind of, just like a value velocity. So to do that, I just need a vector node. There we go. So let's set this up. So this will be position, and then we're not using named attributes. This will be velocity. There we go. So we have position and velocity. We add the velocity to the position. But before we do that, we need to essentially do this part. So we do that. Then we plug that into there and there. Yep. And then, oh, what is... Oh, right. We plug you into there. So it's a little more... a few more wires. But it saves us wires in the long run. So there we go. We have that. I wish I could hide those. Yeah, well, we do need an initial position. Not an initial velocity, because that's fine. So this is just the value wobble. And then it outputs a position, so we don't need this node at all. Let's go and make this into a... Yeah, let's make this a node group. Group, node, make group. Right. This needs to be a single value. So we have the live position in there. Let's also put in things for target scale. Let's be target scale, and then velocity scale. There we go. Position, output position, yep. And these all need to be... Oh wait, I can't set those as singular values. Yes, I can. Okay, good. So singular value. Yeah, all these are just single values. Because there is no... Yep, there we go. Yep, good. Because this is a single value thing. We just wobble a point. I could collapse these now, which is nice. So yeah, a nice and optimized version. This will be location wobble. Single No, just location wobble. So instead of having that whole setup, we just have one. And I'm going to set the defaults to be 0.8, and we'll do 0.5. Good enough for me. So instead of all these nodes, it will be replaced with simply... Oh wait, but how do we instance on point? Well, I guess I could just do that. Just replace that with that. So I'm going to put this here, but we need another one. Oh, wow. Yeah. We're going to be doing a ludicrous amount of savings here. So 0.45. And then we plug the top one into there. So this is going to be very satisfying. You saw all those nodes that we had to make. They were really, really bad. So let's go and change this into something that will work. Like, let's check. It works. So let's delete all the unnecessary nodes. There we go. Isn't that better? Just a few nodes. Relatively. Okay. This will be location / rotation wobble. There we go. Like a wobbling location could be very useful. Even though this is kind of making it so that there would be only one point per object. But it's fine. Okay. So now that we have this, actually, we don't even need this point here. I could just have this geometry, transform it, have the location and rotation be this, then put that into there. How does that work? It does. Okay. Eliminating even more nodes. Just wipe the slate clean. Then we just have you as an instance already, just to make it easier on me. There we go. So, see, optimizing. Severely optimizing. So we have that. Okay, not too bad. Now we are cooking. Please, allow me to cook. We are at 37 minutes. Okay. Well, now since we've got this basically done, let me label all this so that I can remember. Make mesh... Oop, mersh. Make mesh lines. And then this one is... body attachment points. Attachment points. Oop. And of course I forgot a letter. It's a little bit cold in my room right now, so I'm going to blame my bad typing on that. Attach. Yes, I spelled it wrong again. Attachment. And then we have this here, which is just, hey, put the cube where it should be. Keep the scale at 1. So there we go. We have this. And we have this. Like, the only big regrets... Oh, I should label this as... moving points, and then original geometry. Yeah, that makes sense. So I could also remove that because we do not want the original points within the mix. There we have it. Not too bad. And maybe I could also have the top points be an output? Maybe. I'll think about it. But now we have an instance and the original points. So yeah. Making messy stuff is easy in GeoNodes. Making stuff clean is difficult. Okay, there we go. Like, see how much cleaner that is? Like, we just needed our velocity set, so... Wait, oh. Let me... Well, it's kind of already labeled, but... Eh. It's already labeled. I don't need these frames. Let me just make it clean it up the tiniest bit. You don't need initial velocity. That's fine. Yep, all that seems to be in the clear. All right. Let's save. Because now, there we go. The walker is walking. So there we go. Let's set this to 0.5. Oh, maybe not that low. There's still, yeah. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's interesting how it barely looks like the top part is moving. I'm assuming that that's because of the IK solver that I have. It would be nice to make a two-way IK solver. Like where there's a little more elasticity physics, shall we say. But yeah, now that we have that working, like that is a way more elegant solution. The least elegant part of this is just having points that go like that, which you would think, oh, that's easy, is the part that is being a little bit of a pain. I could collapse the nodes to make it better, like the remap thing. This just makes, it decides the time that the points are up in the air. But the good thing is, because of the new setup that I have, there's the ping pong, yeah, that makes sense. That could be collapsed. And that is just, that could just be a subtract. Subtract by 1. Yep, that works. Doesn't even need to be a clamp, even though it should be. Alright, not too bad. Another optimization pass. I'll just have a value here, hide the unused inputs. Actually, we don't even need U anymore. We just need the index. Huh. So, dun-dun. Here we go. Not too bad. Okay, we have that going. Still, like, this, again, decides how long the points are in the air versus on the ground. So here, we can see, here, let me turn this part back on. The points are up in the air for just a little bit of time. Then they do that, while if I set it to 1, they're up in the air for a very long amount. I found that making a quarter of their time be in the air is the best for this scenario. But, yeah, there was, like, look at that. It's now actually functioning. So let's go and change some of these settings. So let's have the target point be very low. Oh, now you can see the weight of it. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. Let's see. Like, look at that. Oh, this feels a lot more functional than before. And also, just to showcase this, we can still have, you know, a dynamic amount of legs. Oh, that is wonderful. I love it. Let's have this be a random value. We're at 43 minutes. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why is that so much? Oh, that needs to be 2. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. And now, yep, the physics are still working. That is lovely to see. Let's delete those vertices and kind of reset it back. Oh, that's so funny to see. I could also try making it so that if... Oh, right, there's no gravity on the wobbling points at the moment. Maybe, yeah, there probably should be. So I could go and add that. Go into here. Whoop. If we go into here, like maybe I should have other, like a force value for the velocity so that I can just add more forces into it. So here, that is anti-gravity, and here is gravity. It's just like, oh, I am having a horrible, horrible time. The weight of the world. Let's go and re-enable, re-enable this so that we can have them running in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Something feels wrong with it, which is probably, again, the gravity. Let's 0, 5. Zero. Not too bad. I think I'll turn off the gravity for... No, but the gravity did make it look a bit better. I don't know. Well, let's add even less target stuff to there. Oh, that is... Wow. You can just feel the weight of the default cube on there. That's good stuff right there. Let's go and raise... Oh wait, no, that's... yeah. I can move that back, I can move it... Wow, look at that. Whoa, whoa. That's cool to see. Wow. That means in theory I can also add a collider, which will lead us into our next part of the project. Oh, that's so funny. Just giving an extra hard time while doing its job. Proper Boston Dynamics thing, like, oh... That's so... It's nice seeing it turn out well like this. Like, we can make it a bit more back-heavy. Oh, at this point, it's looking a little more human than I would like. The cube looks like it weighs a ton. Then that means I did my job. Oh no, it's sinking into the floor. No! Help. And here, like... If we raise it up even more, it's starting to look more like the tall necks from Horizon Zero Dawn. Which is partly why I'm basing all of this off of. Because I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can make that in Blender. Okay. I could... Like right now, it's still quite a faked effect because right here, this is all that it sees. All that it sees are the 4 points, not even... It doesn't take into account the stuff that's up there, it just takes into account the stuff that's down there. And then all of that is just visual, for the most part. So, even though it's faked, it leads to very realistic results. Now, I could try implementing the... Let's see. If... Oh wait, but I don't have the point length. I would need to have the systems feed back into each other for that to work. Like a system that says, hey, if your length from this point is too far, then you're not on the ground, buddy. But we don't currently have that. But I'm happy with the result for today. Like, it looks like the thing is walking and it's weighing a lot. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. 0.975. I just want to get it to... I want to get it to the point where it doesn't do that IK stretching. That's so fun. Actually, that's not bad. It's almost doing the IK stretching, but not quite. And then I still need to, like, the claw part there is still having issues, and I don't know why exactly. So I do need to figure that part out. Let's see. I was messing with that earlier, so that's probably a reason why. If I set that to be really high... Oh no, that's fine. Set that to be lower. If we set it to be higher, it takes the physics... Oof. That's rough. Now 0.5 there seems to be right, because I want to... do that. Nope. Oh, wait, that might be, yeah. There we go. Now, how much with the leaning parts, when it leans to one side, if there's no support? Oof. Yeah, that's a little bit too much when it's like, it's acting as if there is absolutely nothing supporting it. Which I guess is kind of correct. But in order to make it a little less horrible on itself, actually I could set that to be a negative. What would happen then? Nope. I could just invert it, so that's like, oh, one of them's up, let's lean towards the one that's up. Yeah, that's not what we want to do. That's cool. That is cool. It would be nice if we could have... Like, I could make a rig that works kind of like this. Like, not one where we can just go and say, hey, I want, can we go and make some more legs, please? Maybe some more. Like, this can handle hundreds of legs at once. Like, look at that. Look at that. That is terrifying. Again, shouldn't be done, but if you want to. And, of course, simulation nodes broke once more. So that's what it looks like without, simulations. It's just doing its job. I think... Oh, wait, is it the repeat zone that's also broken? Huh. Alright, 1 second, everyone. Alright, let's go and reset the file. Or just open it again. We have technically 8 minutes left, which I want to start doing the rigid body physics. There we go. Okay, we're back. And here we can see that these simulations are functioning once more. Good. Good, good. I'm gonna go and render that out. So, for rigid body physics, I'll just let that play in the background, just cause... For rigid body physics, I've been trying to think of how to make that work properly. Because I was thinking, oh wait, rigid body physics, I'll need like the for each loop, which will most likely be the case if I want multiple objects to interact, but for right now, I just want to deal with one. That's all I want to mess with. I just want one rigid body object to be able to collide with another specified one. Does that look a little bit better? Yeah, that being just a little bit rounded feels better to me. I could make it like that. Whoa, that looks good. Eventually, one of these days, I'm going to make an actual good robot leg for all this to work with. Like, one in the proper style. But that's for another time. Like, this is good enough for now. Oh, and what should have... I haven't really assigned materials for all this, but maybe I should. Like, the only parts that are, like, can't be UV mapped and stuff are the cables and the pistons. The pistons are generated, the cables, the mesh for that is generated. But everything else I could throw materials onto. So let's just get a primitive material setup on all this. So Control L, just a basic material. There we go. So we can see the parts that are not working as intended. There we go. So we could do that and just have everything be metal. Or gold. Well, that looks kind of cool. Like making the cube... Yeah, the cube being like that, but everything else being like a dark gray. That looked a bit better in my head. Now, if everything is the dark killer robot metal color, it looks pretty good. Let's add in just a little bit of noise. Yeah, it could be 3D noise. I want the... Which one is it? This one. There we go. Did a new option just pop in there? Oh, why did I set it to 4D? How did I do that? Alright. So now we have this. Let's turn up the roughness by a little bit. Just make it a bit more rugged. I should also probably just set a material. Actually, yeah, I could just go and set material. Let's, Oh, wait, but if I set the material on these, then the roughness will be moving because I have it on the object space while everything else is instance-based. Okay. Eesh. That'll be an issue, but hey, I won't deal with that for now. Actually, I will deal with that, but I'll just set it to be a different material that will not have those problems. So for the pistons, let's use a set material node. I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be like that. And you to be put in like that. There we go. So there, and the cables. Oh, and I forgot to label those as cables. So let's add in cables. So let's have you be the red material because that'll look really sick. And then I'll just do that. Good enough for me. Oh, that looks really cool. Do you have a Discord server for people that love geometry nodes? I do not. Technically, I have a Discord server, but I haven't used it in such a long time that it's kind of it's just plain old dead at this point. Yeah, with GeoNodes, like it seems like a lot of GeoNodes is like tech support in the Discord server, so I don't really do GeoNode stuff on Discord servers just because it's so... My research and development stuff and answering questions happens here during the live streams. What if I were to add in some bump? Would that look better? Let's try that out. Aw, hell yeah. Looking like the most crummy robot you've ever seen in all your given days. We can fix that with a power node. We're coming up on an hour. I should go and do the rigid body physics really soon. Do like a quick test to see if it would function. We need some LED lights on the legs. Yeah, that could look good. Actually, wait. I'm going to do a separate color, hue saturation value, ping pong the hue, so that we can get this gradient. And then I need to multiply it by 2 so that it goes between 0 and 1 again. So ping pong, multiply by 2, then power. So that should give us a better... Maybe I'll do that for the color as well. Even though it might not be necessary. That gives us a much more harsh fall off. Like here, you can see that that's a bit more harsh. And if I set it to negative, yeah, that gives a much more like grimy brick or stone texture. Look, oh, that is an interesting look. Cool. Interesting. Dude, wow, that is the weirdest... That is a very weird texture. I didn't even know it could do that. Wow, wow, wow. There's another version that I want to try here. Let's put that into the roughness. Let's see if that is good or bad for it. Because I'm thinking it'll be just kind of mediocre. Actually, wait, it does make it look like... Yeah, the parts that are on the outside are a bit shinier. That's an interesting part. But I also want to warp the normals. So let's put that into a frame. Let's put you into a frame. There we go. So I'm also going to pull out the Voronoi. Voronois are expensive, especially in 3D, but in this case I think it could be cool. We're not going to be feeding it into the bump map, we're going to be feeding it into the normal. So we want to warp the geometry normal, which is the default input for that. So I need to linear light that by this color. So this will give it kind of a... I'm forgetting the mineral? But some minerals have this kind of... Well, that kind of the glitter-like quality, but not quite like that. Oh great, I made it sand. I just made a sand robot. That's fun. There we go. Yeah, maybe I was hoping for something a little more, like if I turn this off. Something more along, like, these lines, but a bit more subtle. Yeah, like something more along those lines, but even the roughness is still too powerful. Actually, I should keep the original look, but then just plug you into there. So we keep that one, turn you back on, maybe turn you down a little bit. So we have that original one. And then we also have this one. That one looks a bit more techno, a little bit cooler in my opinion. And then for the cables, we can just set it to be any color that we want. We can make them glow, which could be cool, but I don't think that'll be necessary for this one. So let's go and, yeah. Gold, nah. Unnecessary. I think the red does look good. And I could keep going and adding in more cables if I want. Like, I do plan on rendering it first in this kind of mode. But, yeah, it's fine. Default cube has legs, you better run now. Oh wait, I just thought of something. This is gonna be terrible. I do like the render view though, that's pretty cool. Oh, and then this view, that's so cool. That's cool. Just seeing all that. Yeah, it makes it look... It feels like a different program when that's rendering. Feels like a different program. I wonder why I'm so convinced that's a good thing. Ugh. Let's make it bipedal. Oh my god, it actually works. I gave the default cube legs, and it actually worked. Oh my god. Here, and let's make it so that it'll keep going. There we go. It'll keep walking. And then I can make it so that it'll step. Yeah, and then I just need to speed up the walking speed to be -1. Or, no, it needs to be -0.25. Like, right now it's... Wait, why you know work? -0.75? Is that it? Oh, there we go, okay. Because technically, man, it works and it's terrible and creepy and cool. Oh, that is hilarious. Wow. But I think, oh right, it gets to the end of the collision plane and then it freaks out again. That is the worst thing I've ever made, but it is beautiful. And if it goes too fast, it can't pull the cube along fast enough. Which I guess is a problem because I'm not taking, like, inertia into account. Because the cube should have a resistance towards inertia. Not necessarily, Dang. And here, let's set this to, since it takes so long, I want to set it to 0.1. See what happens. So this means that should go extremely slow. Here. Let's just edit it until, wait, why would that be right? Oh, I won't complain. So here I'll just take a step every once in a while. But no, that just doesn't feel too great. So that's 0.5, which means that this has to be 0.5. Let's set it back to be 30. Oh yeah, and I should set this to 30 frames per second because that's what the stream is. Looks okay in high res. I've given the default cube legs. I am too powerful. Stop me now. I just need to remember to not save this version because I like the quadruped one better. Right, that one needs to be like that. There we go. Oh wait, no, I can make this so much worse. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the best wrong axis moment. There we go. Look upon it and fear. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is the worst thing imaginable. Again, I'm not going to save this version. We're past an hour, so I need to keep that in mind. I should be trying out the rigid body physics real quick, but this is too fun. I mean, I finally got a version that works, so might as well play around with it. Let's go and add in the tail feathers. It's like an ostrich, so let's make the tail feathers a little bit more. Move them down a little bit. There we go. Isn't that the most horrifying thing you've ever seen in all of your given days? Ah, that is lovely. What about a one-legged robot? That won't work well. Because with the way this works, here, I'll show it. It technically does work. Just look, it still looks a little bit weird. Because the propulsion is not coming from another one. Your simulation nodes didn't break. I'm actually a little surprised by that. What if I try to make this actually look okay? So what if I were to remesh this? Smooth. Turn up until we have that happening. No, voxel. Let's try and make it so that it doesn't crash on us. And then decimate. Just to give it the, decimate. There we go. Maybe randomize the points a little bit more. I don't know. Do a bit more of that. There we go. Now, it looks a little bit better. Maybe add in a smooth. There we go. Now it looks just a little bit more. Actually, yeah, that looks significantly better than the previous version. Now it's looking more like a bird. You know, it's still not great, but it's better. Ah, geometry knows. Oh, wait. Oh, but the simulation part broke. Oh, but I can't reload it because we're going to lose. Here, I'm going to save this as another one. So let's have it as test bird. Save. Let's go and open that real quick. File. Open recent. There we go. Okay, that should be good now. There we go. Now we can see the simulations are working again. I have... This was a mistake, but man, was it fun. There we go. Quite nice. So I could make that larger, or... You want to see a four-legged chicken. Well, here we go. And also, just to showcase all of this, we could go and just keep adding legs to make, you know, the centipede part again. Of course the simulation's just decided, you know what, we're just gonna break. Here we go again. Okay, let's run it. Hope that it doesn't break. Now I gotta Control Z. Are you still good? It is still working. Duplicate vertices, so fun. GY. Still working? Yes, you are. Yep, still working. Let's go and actually put all that in. Do you chop out the chicken part? I just want to see. Oh, the rotation part is having a field day with all that. Let me... Yeah. What was I going to do? Set all these to be 1. And let's detach the... Well, why is it so far back? Why is it so far back? Oh, that's because that is so far... Yeah, that makes sense. Because since, yeah, it's a little less generalized now for any shape imaginable. But that just means that this can be an actual character walking around. And then when it walks off the edge, same stuff happens. Now, all that I need to do is randomize this again. There we go. I really need to unhide the collider and just scale it up way more. There we go. And then maybe make it so that it's walking half the time. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then set you to be -1, is it? No, -0.25. Yep, let's just keep editing it until the feet stop sliding. It's almost there. Yep, there we go. 0.75 negative. Oh, we can almost see that's doing the centipede thing where it's like going forward all at once because there's almost a wave happening. Yes, nothing could go wrong here. I've made a beast, a metal devil. And oh boy, is this funny. Here, let's go and enhance the centipede-like nature of this. First of all, let's go and also make it so that the top points can wobble a bit. Oh yeah, that's funny. The entire creature is doing that. Still, yeah, it is still functioning. Here, let's set that to 0.5 again. Then turn this up. And actually, let's turn down the source thing so that it just looks a lot worse. And it looks like I need to go into here, edit the target. Maybe 0.2, maybe turn down that so we just have something that's a little better. Yeah, that's alright. Maybe now I could turn on the rotation and it won't be... do that. 2. Okay, that's not as bad. Ah, this is lovely. I love it. Okay. Okay, let's go and reopen it. Actually, 1 second. I do need to open up the new file. Save, there we go. Okay, just making sure. So yeah, chicken is back in action. Doing its thing. And also, I could make robot arms that are doing the same thing if I just go and unpin the bottoms of the IK system. Well, no, that means that they'll just fall. Yeah, actually, let's set that to 0.9 to see if that helps calm it down. Yeah, it's trying to go back to here. Let's just disable that. Oh, there they go. Right, because I need to reverse the IK. Reverse, curve. And that. There we go. Oh. There they go. Wrong side of the IK went down. Oh, that's why. But why are you still... Oh, there we go. And then the only part that we're still freaking out is the stuff that's going with the collider. So again... Oh wait, maybe we should have you be there just a little bit. Just enough. Yeah. That is funny. Now it's just walking on Jello. Oh, that's pretty funny. I could just simulate like a Jello-like floor. Then I'll be like, yep, I'm on the Jello floor, having a wonderful time. Maybe another time I'll make... Actually, I do have the walker, the proper walker set up for... Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, so 1 second, everyone, while I go and import the actual walking setup from the other file. Okay, this will take a quick second. I still need to do the rigid body physics, but you know, time and all that. I've got time. Let's see, I've been streaming for how long? It's not showing me. Let's see, how long? An hour and 17. Oh yeah, we've got time. Okay, let's go to not the IK tests. 1 second, everyone. This will take a little bit. Geometry nodes, IK test. Nope, that file does not exist anymore. I renamed it. Oh, Robot Lake IK test. There we go. Let's go to the... There. Oh, yes, that one. Ah, this is going to be horrible. It'll be fun. I guarantee it. Let's go and copy this over into here. Okay, there we go. Put into a new collection. There we go, that should be good. I'm just gonna close out the old file and then you'll be back to seeing the screen. There we go. So here, let me turn off the templates. Let me put these into the template folder as well. Okay, so here we have a group of edges that are doing their thing. They're just walking around, having a fun time. Now, I could, since, wow, that's a bit more of an involved setup than I remember. But if we put that out to there, so that we just have the points, now we can just plain old run it. So now we have points, and if we have points, we can add in the regular system, which actually is just that system. So I could, since I made it a node group, which, hey, that was a little smart right there. Let's go and add in the system. So group, which one is it? Did I even label it? Oh, body point physics. Group body physics. And then the original geometry, I just need to feed in the stuff that was not moved, so that it has a reference of where to attach the points. There we go. Oh, this is going to be so bad. It's gonna be great. Okay. Then I need to add in another GeoNode. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. I just looked at the stream and then on the stream preview and it showed the Be Right Back screen, so I was like, oh no! Is it not showing the right thing? Oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? Okay, let's turn off the chicken bark. That part for just a quick second. That is terrifying. A little high though. So let's... That is terrifying. Let's just to make myself feel better, let's put the chicken head back on it. Make it too tall, then it's just like, oh. I think it's because of the secondary motion in the hands. They're not meant to move that fast. So, yeah, that happens. Well, that happened. Let's make a cube. Cube. Then, set position just to move it up. This is just gonna be like the default cube, but I don't need to reference an external object. Oh, wait, and then I need to make a 2 instance. 2 instance. 2 instance. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, nope, yep, that's working. Let's go and scale it down. So I could move it back up, I can scale it, do all the stuff I need to. But here we can see... Oh, wait, why is... Oh, right, Actually, yeah, why is the rotation so different on the cube than the rest of the body? They should be 100... Oh, yeah, overstretching. Yep. That explains it. So if I were to, say, lower this, I'm gonna give Boston Dynamics a run for their money. This is terrible. But hilarious. I could just make this like a big cannon. So it's just a cannon on legs. This is wonderful. And also, whoops, I messed with the physics and now that's doing that. Again, I can make it lean to the side, so I can make it even more drunk than it appears to be right now. And also, I should mention once more that if I could go and copy the legs so that I can put even more legs on this. So there we go. So it's just... That is terrible. But wonderful. Actually, oh wait, I forgot to do the reverse. So this will make it so that the overstretching won't appear. There we go. Yeah, so now we can see that it's actually, yeah, the overstretching and all that. It looks worse, but, you know. Let's turn that off just so that'll look like it'll hit the ground, and the overstretching, that's fine. Okay, so with the cube, actually the cube without any other textures looks cool as well, just because it's like, oh wait, this is actually the default cube. Oh, this is perfect. I knew this would pay off. I could still make that bipedal. Time gradient. Okay. limiter. Oh, I can make it so that it walks less as time goes on. Time gradient, ping pong move amounts. Interesting. Let's make it so that the time's even less. Oh, nope. Oh, move time. Let's make that very short. Let's turn it up by a bit. Just to make it just slightly more reasonable. Still having a whale of a time, though. The time gradient determines how high it goes. Oh, who's the happy default cube? Look how happy it is. That's too good. That is too good. Oh, wait. 0.8 now. Alright, I think that's good for now. Like, I could still put in the chicken head, which, yeah, if I just do this, boom, chicken head. It's so funny how easily I can swap out between cube. And it doesn't even affect the animation. It's just that, and then, boom, different object. It would be cool seeing, actually, let's try an ecosphere. Ecosphere, because ecospheres are notoriously cool looking when they are, well, not like that. They're in like a sci-fi setting. Like, particularly they're just in an icosphere with the right material. Set material. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't look the best, but... Oh, the dual mesh. That's why I needed the dual mesh node. Here, this makes it look like a soccer ball. A soccer ball. There we go. Perfect. Even though that is looking not great here. Let's try again. We have time. Actually, we don't. I should have stopped streaming a little while ago. But anyway, maybe I'll try the rigid body physics on my own time. That's definitely what I should do in this scenario. Is that... Here, let's set that to 0. Set U to be extremely... There we go, okay. Oh. That was a little unintentional, but okay. Oh, yeah, that's why. There we go. A little more sci-fi, a little cooler. Ever so slightly. It would 0. I'm spending too much time on stuff that does not matter. Okay. I think I might end the stream here and then try the rigid body physics stuff. Oh, no. I'll try a little bit now. I'll leave this as the default cube. I'll just put these into frames so that they look a little bit better. Do-do-do. There we go. How much of this... Okay, I did label that, so that's good. Okay. Thank you all for watching. This section with the chicken in the default cube is now concluded. Looks really good. Let's go and save that. Okay, now I am going to switch over to attempting to make rigid body physics. Now, will this work? Probably not, but I'm just gonna do a quick attempt. So, with this, the question is, how do I make it so that the cube will fall and look right every time it falls? So the cube needs to fall but still contain its shape while still having physics apply. So I originally thought, you know what, I'm just going to do a raycast, see which parts are inside of the mesh, and then compensate based on that, but that won't work. So I need to now, let's see. Let's try and make this a little easier on the eyes. Let's just have another material with a darker thing so that we can clearly see. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so... Oh, the cube's already like that. That might be an issue. Let's set this to 0, 0. Because the cube needs to be an instance, and then that instance needs to move. It's going to be complicated. I probably should do this off stream. But no, this needs to be 2 instances. Geometry to instance. So what I need to test is I have the geometry there. It's an instance. And then I realize the instance and then check which vertices are inside of the plane. So I'm just going to set that up really, really fast. So proximity, I need the proximity to target, yes. Yeah, I'm still streaming the right window. The stream preview is delayed horrendously, so I need this to be the position. So if we do this, we can see which vector... Here, let's go and take a look at this. We can see which parts are going towards the mesh, but we can't see those because they're in the negative, but there is a value trying to go towards that mesh. Now we essentially need to see which ones are inside of the mesh. So I also need to use a sample nearest surface node to sample the normal vector, which I need the normal. And you could interpolate this onto the points to get a more accurate result, but this is fine for now because this is a flat plane. Then we get that vector, and then we dot product between that and the normalized vector between there and there. So we should now see that the ones that are down there, let's set this, wait, it is relative. Oh, for some reason the viewer, maybe I should make a bug report about this. The viewer does not show up proper references if something is, say, rotated, which is very odd. But if I rotate this like this, that works. So we can see whichever points are beneath have that. You should probably use a greater than 0 thing, just so that it can 100% tell. So that's how you check if something's inside the mesh. So with this, we can now have that force be there. I need to think a little bit more. And then, so we do that check right there. So I need to store, I'll store it as a named attribute. And actually, yeah, let's go and reference that named attribute so that we can always see it. Just attribute, this will be, I'll just label it A. I just want to see it. So we have that, and I want to store the vectors in the right place. So A, so we can see that those vectors are doing that, but I need to do the kind of weighted average thing where I store those vectors, but only the ones that have that applied. So, wait, do I need an attribute? Either an accumulate field, because this will just stack everything up on everything if you have a group ID of 0. So I can do that and that to get the average. Yeah, that could work. Then we just divide vector math. Oh wait, that needs to be a flow. Well, doesn't matter too much. But now that we have that weighted average, we can use that as an attribute statistic. Set this, if this works first try, I will be amazed. We will need iterations. That's the classic thing that we need. But then we set position. We just want to offset. Transform? I think, yeah, transform will work here. Just so that it's clear that we're working with single values. So here... It is definitely not working. Okay, looks like we need to use that viewer again. Okay. We have that. Well, that is set to relative, correct? Yeah. Okay. That's greater than 0. Let's just put that there. Alright, dang, I really wish. Here, let's render this. We have that. Wait, what? Wait, is it not accurately... Has something gone amiss? Wait. Oh, because... Wait, but I'm rotating the object. It should be relative, right? Am I just... Okay. Oh, no, I keep thinking this is in global space when it's in local space. Brain blip. I've been doing this for too long. Once again, I don't learn. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if we set this back, because this is geometry, we can see that now the cube is not going through there. But I need to have a velocity sim running, kind of in tandem with all that. So, the collision part is functioning. So, this whole thing's a little bit weird. Actually, okay, I'm going to have another geometry node that's basically this, but it's going to be on this plane. So I'm just going to put the geometry, just so that we have everything in global space rather than local space, because that is a disaster just waiting to happen every time. So, hello? Alright, wait, what? Okay, that was weird. Again, doing this for too long, so I'm probably tripping over nothing. Okay. Technically, I don't need that geometry to instance anymore, but it's fine. I'll set this to relative. So we can see the original object, but now we don't need that visible anymore. We just have that geonode object. Oh, that's why I should have shown the origins. I forgot to turn that on every single time. So now that we have this, I can go and, well, actually, here we can compare the collider part with the other part. And then as soon as it goes below, it stops functioning as you would expect. Actually, wait. Yeah, why isn't it? Like, why does it... Oh, I'm halving... Wait. No. It's averaging, right? Yeah. Huh. I guess if everything is accurate, then nothing is? Why would it be when everything is working? It's just like, nope, not gonna do it anymore. Or why would it be halfway? Okay, well, anyway. The difficult part is when... that is what I was... Well, that's why we need iterations, right? Here, let's put in some iterations on this just to double check. So let's get the repeat zone. Iterations, because I need to add in physics with all this as well, which again, probably a disaster waiting to happen. If we do this, okay, we can see that with... Why does it just disappear? There's too many. Intriguing. But here we can see now, there we go. Now, any point of it, and this, in theory, should work with any object, even if I were to, say, bevel. Yeah, okay. It looks like it's... Here, let me change this to be a wireframe so that we can actually see the result. Okay. So we can see that that is now not clipping through the floor anymore. This weighted average is getting on my nerves. Weighted average. We don't need that visualizer in there anymore. So we can just do that. So this is the weighted... Oh, wait. Weighted average. We can hide those inputs. We don't even need the group ID. Control H. There we go. Okay, yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself trying to figure out how to do the rotation physics on this, which I'm not even at that part yet. So let's, 9 o'clock right now? Yeah, we got time. This is, collision check. So, to get the rotation physics, that's interesting. Or, like, the proper rotation amount. Because right now, collision is working. It's working well. Right now, we're at 6 iterations. If we go higher than that, then it disappears, and I don't know why. Yeah, why would that be an issue? I mean, if there's 0 collision, maybe I should just say, hey, don't output any offset. But for the rotation... Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I know why that's breaking. But that just... That... Let's see. Collision detection. Collision goes up. So I have an accurate collider. And that'll just affect the translation, so I'll do that. Put this into a frame. Oh, wait, no. We don't want to convert it into an instance every single time. That's probably a bad idea. That might be why it was glitching out. Actually, I could just spawn this in as an instance. So, yeah, let's get rid of that node. So that's important. So this will be collider. But now... Collider. But now I need the actual physics part of it. So the question is, how would we do that? So we get the offset. We can do a velocity check before and after, then apply the velocity. Yeah, that would work. Sorry if I'm talking a bit too fast. My brain is running way too quickly. But yes, now we have... Wait, why are you also wireframe? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, that's interesting. It'll keep the rendering. Okay, so I'll just set this to instance. Geometry to instance. I should probably rename the stream at the moment. Collision, because the robot part, rewind the stream if you want to see the robot. That was extremely funny. But now we're just doing collision math at the moment. So we have an instance that's here, and we just want to see, hey, where are you supposed to be going? It doesn't look like you're supposed to be in that plane. So here's a way of how I got it working. Now let's try it on a different mesh. So let's have the monkey. As we can see, collisions working as intended. Oh wait, this is gonna work. Because as we can see there, it's actually bouncing the way you would expect. I think. Or, no, it's not quite. Okay, yeah, this will be a bit more complex, but let's get just the sim part working just so that I can test this. I'm going to also duplicate the setup. But I think this will work. Okay, I was watching your old videos and saw a clip where you did delay on your animation. Can you tell how you did that? Delay on your animation. There are several ways to do it, but... can you be more specific? I don't remember which project you are referring to. Let's put a simulation zone. Simulation zone. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go and put that in there, put that in there. So now we have a simulation zone, which just takes the wait a minute. Oh, it actually just shows that. Huh. Yep, and then it just works. Now I know with Blender's rigid body sims, they do 10 iterations per frame, but they also do 10 substeps. And you can see that in the rigid body world, or wait, which one is it? Simulation. In one of those, it shows the actual substeps, and you can change them. Is it here? No. Must be in there somewhere. Okay, but now I want to make it so that the rigid body, our object of choice will fall. But I want it so that the instance will fall. So, oh wait, I can, yeah, okay, this will work. I just need to store this on the instance domain. So, yeah, I need to implement my physics thing again, just on the instance domain. So I need to store a few things. This will just be old position, because we need to recalculate the velocity after it gets thrown out. Old position. And then here, well, actually, because all those have different velocities. If I might be, this is going to be interesting. This will be vel for velocity, named attribute. Let's go and get that. Yeah. Let's do the scale, and let's just add in some gravity, drag, gravity, and all that. And then for the set position node, transform, instance, is there a transform instance? Translate instance? Yeah, there we go, translate. So, no, not local space, I want it to be global space. So we have that. So that's basically the, oh wait, named attribute. There we go. Vector. So that's the physics setup for that. And there we go. So we should see that this will, so this is going to be interesting. It'll fall until it clips through the floor. In theory, because the velocity should be, actually, I can look at the spreadsheet really quickly. If we look at the instance, right now, the velocity attribute should be getting higher and high. Oh, it's not actually getting higher. Actually, oh wait, I need to highlight this. Wait, where? Is it getting higher? No, not, oh wait, that, yeah. If I do this, then it will be going up, as we can see. Oh, and it's also cached. I need to turn off. Man, yeah, I'm just, my brain is a bunch of wires just going together. So here we can see the velocity is going up a lot and a lot and a lot. I am extremely surprised that it hasn't clipped straight through. I think that's, yeah, if we do this, it will clip through eventually. Oh, dang. Oh, normals. Okay, if we do this, it will clip through. Yep, as we can see, because the velocity just became too powerful. We need to recalculate that. So I just need to do a velocity recalculation. We need to take the old position, compare it to the new position of the instance. So named attribute, old position, set this one to be vel. And then subtract between these two. I need to just make sure that's the right subtract. So here we do a velocity recalculation, which means that now something's off. Oh, wait, is that? Yeah, okay. I just had it the wrong way around. So now that we have the velocity recalculation in there, that means that, yeah, it's now at 0. It falls down, and then it's like that. Could I potentially put in some bounce to this? Because right now it's just... Actually, yeah, if I reflect the velocity, that could work. So, reflect. Like, if I scale that offset... Oh, this could be really dumb, but it might work. Scale it by the length. Yeah, okay, instead of it just being completely... Oh, wait, what? Or... Oh, wait, do we add to the scale? Wait, normalize, get the length, and then we add, yeah, length. then we add to that length using the current velocity. So, yeah. There we go. Okay, we should see... Aw, dang, it's... disappointed. I thought that you would... it looked like it was... Or no. Oh man, I thought it would actually bounce. I'm a bit saddened by that. Because if the velocity is going down... Or wait. We have the new position. Compare that to there. Oh, maybe that's because of the repeat zone. Yeah, that might be the case. Because it does the repetition with all of that. Yeah. Alright. So it won't be a one-trick thing. So how do I calculate the bounce as a post-processing thing? Because we have the collider. We know if it collides. How do we tell after the collision happens how far it should be moving? I mean, I could take the velocity. Yeah. I could take the projected velocity. Yeah. Okay, yep. I could take that and then compare it to... Add it to... No, but I do have the old position. I would add it to there. Check the differences between those two. Nope, that does not function. Whoop, nope, that doesn't work either. Like, how do I make it so that when it hits the ground, if there was a collision, it measures how much the collider worked, in a sense? Like, it goes down, and then it sees, oh, where would I be versus where I am? And then add that to there. That or the... Because this is a interesting problem. If I add the velocity to the current position... Nope. Oh wait, no, that was the wrong one. Nope, that was wrong as well. Okay, if we do... Nope. It's wrong. Nope, that's wrong as well. So I got the collider working, that's good, but I can't figure out how to do the other stuff. Okay, well, anyway. Another thing that I need to try is getting the rotations right, because right now it's just like, oh, I just hit the ground. And also I should try this on other shaped colliders. Like, what if the monkey head were to hit that beforehand? Yep, that works. Then it goes along its merry way. So I need to find out a way, which this is going to be difficult. So each one's going to have a different velocity. How do we compare those different velocities compared to the origin points? Actually, wait. I'm thinking again and again and again. So, we don't want the average. If I add that to the position and then compare that to the instance position. Not the average position, the instance position. So... Well, maybe I should store the current instance position. Because that could... Let's see. Or should it be the average? Which one should it be? I'll just... Here. This is going to be interesting. I'll read the chat in a second. My brain is just extremely occupied at the moment. Let's see. It was a cube falling in empty but delayed. I forget. in today's stream, I did a delayed thing, so I would recommend just rewinding till you see the default cube on the robot legs, and then you'll see how I made that. But yeah, I made it several times during this video, or I think twice. So just rewind. You'll find it somewhere in there, I'm sure. I have a question not relevant to what you are doing. Do you think it's possible to create a roller coaster that reacts to slopes and brakes, speeding up and slowing down inside of a geometry node? It's a project I would like to attempt sometime. It's definitely possible, 100%. Like, all you would need to know is, like, you would probably need like 2 point, you need to have a point on a curve, and then you just need something that the curve looks at the next point in the curve and then says, oh, how tilted am I? Is the point in front of me lower than my point? So if you have that information, you just have a point, use a sample curve node. You sample the position, you sample whether or not it's moving down or up. But you would also need to keep it on track. You would need to sample a few things. Sorry, I'm thinking about it. You'll need to sample the position along the curve that the point is, where it is along the length of the curve. And then if it's on, like, you want to reference the slope as well, and if the slope is going down, you add to the speed, which moves it along the length even more. I should do a stream about that one of these days, but that won't be today, unfortunately. Okay. So how do I get the accurate rotation? So we have the offsets from there. We subtract that, store normal, and it slows on x-plex axis on curve normal. Maybe not the normal, because the normal can be in many other directions. I really should not be multitasking at the moment. But if we do this, we can get the offsets from all the vectors compared to there. But how do I turn... Yeah, how would I turn this into a rotational value? How do I turn a difference in... How do I get, like, the general rotation of points around a point, a center point? Because if I do that, like, if I just try plugging this into the rotation, we'll see that this is yeah, it doesn't quite work all too well. No, that should be on a rotate instance node. No. Rotate instance. So, wait, that should be a translate instance node instead of, so that the position is set correctly, and then I have a rotate instances node after that as well. Okay. And I don't want this in local space. There we go. Pivot point. Oh, wait. No, okay, the pivot point is just going to be its position. How does that work? Here. So here, I'm just going to make it so that you rotate. There we go. So here we can see if it does rotate, we can see, yep, that works. Pivot point being 0. Yeah, we can see it. If I have it in local space, then no. Pivot point, I want it to be the position, but I don't want it to rotate locally, because that's just asking for a lot of issues. In the rotation amount, I just need to figure out how to make that function. Please keep advertising in the channel to, I would recommend just don't advertise for other people's courses. I'm on good terms with that creator, but don't say, hey, there's a sale going. That's not great. Yeah, but that creator is amazing. Just don't promote in the chat. Let's see. I tried to make your camera parameter node in the source code. I got all the logic and then couldn't figure out how to get it to build. Maybe I should tackle modifying Blender as my first C++ project. Hey, all power to you. Yeah, I do not dare mess with Blender source code, even though I do want to get into it so that I can see how they do math like this. So that stuff like, you know, I can figure out that. Maybe, how do I convert that into an actual rotation? Don't want it to be too violent. Like, that won't work. I know for a fact that that won't, because as we can see, that happens. If I scale it down by even more, it still won't work. Like, maybe the align Euler to vector node. Wait, how? I need to think about this. If I, oh wait a minute. If I get the average position of everything and then compare that to the moved one, and compare both of those to the, oh, why is that on Spline? Oh, that could be a reason why things were, one reason why things were freaking out. Yeah, one of the reasons. Do that compared to that. And since I have the simulation zone, oh wait, I should turn off the simulation zone for now. We don't need that on for the time being. So here, uh-oh. I have broken something. No, nothing should be broken. I would, oh, I needed to go back further. There we go. So we have, yeah, well, there's your problem. Scale. Yeah, the rotations. How do I get a proper rotation? Because if I have this at a very low value. Oh, wait, but we're not seeing. Interesting. Okay. So here we can see that's happening. So the align Euler to vector node, like if we do that, we can see that it is rotating. Not, whoa, oh, wow, it's just not accurate whatsoever. Oh yeah, oh, I forgot that scale thing. There we go. Oh, that is intriguing. Oh, yeah, I'm remembering things. So if it's not in the clear, which technically that might be wrong. Whichever one's in the clear. Why would it be rotating then? Here, I just needed... I should have saved the simulations for last, but here we are. Okay. Not, but if I have the regular one. Okay, no, that's working. Okay, good. So if it's colliding, it should make it rotate now. I mean, I guess it is. Possibly? Yeah, okay, so that's making it rotate. But I need to make it rotate in a different way. Because we have... If we look under the hood, then use a set position node. Where thing? Oh, that... Repeat zone! Zones are good, but they keep messing with me. So if we do this... Whoa. Oh no, offset. Here we can see which parts are offset. So in turn, that'll be moving the average of the positions. Now, how do we translate that into, like, everything moving? I don't know. I need to end the stream now. I'll figure this out. Off stream probably, because it's an interesting math problem. How do we... Like, the dumb way of doing it would just be comparing... all, well, like, one vertice to another. Like, one point here and one point there. and then check how it rotates after the fact, and then say, oh, that's your rotation difference. Go have fun. But we're moving just a couple points. Actually, wait. Oh, wait, I figured it out. Okay. I figured it out. Okay. So I need to compare each point compared to the... Yeah, oh. Doy. I figured it out. So I need to subtract the geometry position from the instance position. And that's its... Yeah, align Euler to vector node. Here, I'll just make that I position so that's a little bit clearer. If I do this, now we have its current rotation. And then we compare that to the offset version. So we have the current rotation, then we have the offset rotation. And then... Oh wait, this might actually work. And we put that into there. Well, let's give it a run. Is that functioning? Seems about. Nope. Compare Z to Z. Nope. Okay, something, Its current rotation then rotated to there. Then we average all the rotation differences. Like, I need to think about this. Because we have the rotations. We have all those rotations, and then we average them all. Is this just the wrong way around? There's a good chance. Nope. Oh. Variable. Okay. So on one hand, it is rotating it. Pivot point's in the right place. Why would it be here? Let's change this to be one step and see what happens. Ah, yep. Well, there's your problem. Set that to 0. So we have the current rotation. I just need to find the differences between these two rotations, and we should be in the clear. Like, we have one rotation, and then we have another one. How do we get the difference? The dumb way would be to use a subtract node between both of the Eulers, and then say, great, you've done it. But this is so dumb, and it has basically a 0% chance of... Whoa. Okay, well, that happens. Actually, why... The pivot point's the position. Yeah, so that should... Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Oh, that needed to be inside the zone. Okay. Okay, okay. It's better. It won't freak out nearly as much. So, would the previous thing I did work? No. Still no. How with the velocity added to it? Subtract? Nope. I just need the differences. Wait, maybe... Oh, one thing I completely forgot about this. But the quaternion nodes. Rotation to... Wait, Euler to rotation. So if I have... align Euler to vector, then we have the quaternions between those. Then how do I do quaternion math? How do I subtract quaternions? Like, get the difference between those and then apply those? Compare the axes and then compare the rotations? No. Because I could do a rotation to an axis angle. And then compare the different angles between those and then call it a day. But no, that doesn't seem to be right. I just need the difference between those two. Like, I'm also still a little bit unsure if that one rotation works Like right here. Wait, yeah, why are you... Okay, rotation's wrong. Why are you rotating like that? Rotate instance, right? Local space? Oh, wait, that's not good. Oh, I know why. Okay. The rotation point was severely messed up. Oh, but that means that the display will be the same between both of them. Oh well, I guess I'll just need to... well, yeah, all the settings are going to be the same. Let's go back to this. Move this over. So I'm just going to hide... I need the original. Oh, this is lovely. I need to show the original, but... Still none... Right. So there and there. Okay. Now the rotation point is... accurate? Oh, yeah, let's make sure that's in the average. There we go. So that's right. I want it so that it will rotate in global space. So the pivot point will be the position again. There we go. Okay. So, global space and then that. And I can just compress those. Okay, good. So now that we have that, we now have... Okay, now that we have this, maybe it'll actually function. So, wait, does it work? Oh no, it doesn't. Because that should be 0. And that's doing nothing too. Nah, gimbal lock. It might be an issue in the future, but it shouldn't be an issue now. Like, this won't be rotating more than 90 degrees in one step. So here we have this. So if I move this here... Yeah, but just a naive rotation of these isn't good. I need to somehow find the difference between the two rotations. If we do that... Like if... It should... And it's getting the app... Oh, wait. No. Do we wait? Do we weight the averages of all these? Like I did with the other ones? Does that? Oh, that's an awful lot of rotation. Well, let's try the simulation zone. I mean, what could go wrong at this point? Well, that's something, isn't it? Okay. Interesting. Okay. So it is still very much broken. I thought it would keep rotating, but no. Like every time... Okay, let's go connect that to there, connect that to the output. So again, let's unhide the other version. Oh, yeah, it's just barely rotating at all. Oh, but that's interesting, seeing the collision actually work. Like that, wait, what? Oh yeah, no. Like, we have the regular position. And that's making it lean in the wrong direction as well. Like, we have the rotations to the center points of the instance. Here, maybe... I think I need to do some more testing here. So, if I extrude... No, I don't need to extrude. What do I need to do? Just need a vector. Okay, no, I'm going to instance on points just for testing so I can check the rotations. So this will just be curve lines. So if we put this in here, these all should be pointing towards, yeah, they're pointing towards the center. This one, they should be pointing a little bit different, the ones that are colliding. Yeah. So yeah, those rotations are working. We can see that the rotations are there and the rotations are there. Now the differences between those, we can see, well, a few of them are, few of them are 0. Let's see. Is it the pivot that's being changed to auto? No, the auto is working in my favor at the moment. Like with this, it'll be like, I don't care what axes you're playing with. Like that doesn't really matter. All that matters is that both of these give a rotation value. It just needs to be, hey, you're being given similar rotation values, and then I need to compare the distances between those two. Like, how do I convert... How do I convert a position offset into a rotational offset? That's the big issue. How do I do that? Here, let me go and replay the music. Okay, but I do need to stop streaming. I'm not going to be... I don't want to be going for longer than this. I will figure it out. But we can see that rotation is working. Oh, wait. No. I just need the difference in rotations. Because if I average all of these up, it won't equal 0. But if we subtract the 2, then as we can see here, most of them equals, yeah. If I get the length, I can just do a simple test if it's equal to 0. So if this is equal to 0, or not equal to 0 here, it's not equal to 0, then we can see the ones that are having a rotation. We can see which ones, yeah, these ones are being rotated, and we're seeing where they're being rotated to. So yeah, that part of the debugging is working. Which ones will actually affect the output? So this is giving, yeah, rotation force. Yeah, here we're just seeing the output. It's saying, hey monkey, you're gonna lean towards that way, which we don't want. We need to do it the right way. Like here, it's like, okay, monkey, go and lean toward, wow, oh, it gets much more intense. Is that, well, yeah, that makes sense. So it's like, hey, rotate that way. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna rotate like this. Oh wait, do I need to add them instead of taking the average? I need to look. Okay, lesson learned. I need to actually look up the papers before I try naively implementing it myself, because I didn't research this. So it's no wonder I'm having problems with the rotation, because rotations are difficult, quaternions are difficult, all that's difficult. Eulers, well, Eulers are straightforward until you need to do them in reverse. And then this is just naively getting the differences between the rotations. Very, very naively. So we have all those. So if we get this, we will be able to see. So, oh yeah. So what if we were to switch this up between the sum of all of them? That is an extreme rotation. But we don't want that. We want the average. The average is what is necessary. I just need that average to be accurate. Like those have a rotation force. Tomorrow you'll just understand quaternions? Maybe. I have a knack for learning things a bit fast. But yeah, we can see that at least the location collision is is working pretty simply, even if yeah. So just the collision part is working. I wonder if I can make it work with multiple instances at once. That would be... Okay, I'm gonna... Here, I'm gonna save this version, and then I'll just do one last test where... Here, let's save as... rigid body physics T1. Okay, now that we have that saved, I'm going to have a lot of these in a collection. Different monkeys in a collection, maybe different shapes and such, and I just want to see if it's possible. Nope, I would need a for each loop. That's so annoying. I would need a for each loop for that to work. But anyway, let me chop out... I can make a for each loop. The devs don't want you doing that. Oh well. I would just need to compare... Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of everything else besides the stuff that's essential. So this is... Yeah, that part works. Let's go and have a collection instead. So collection, separate children, collection 2. So here we'll see the whole thing is acting as one. So we need a for each loop not only to determine, it needs to collide with itself. So yeah, let's get that for each loop running. So it's a repeat zone. I just need to separate every single instance at a time. So here, let's set it up real quick. Math, Yeah, I'm sharing the right stuff. So let's add by 1 every single time. So yeah. So equal, if the instance, here, let's make that an integer on both of those. Okay, let's have this be, integer. There we go, index. So if the instance index is equal to the loop ID, we will separate the geometry. We need to separate it rather than just deleting everything else. Do the operation, and then pass it along. Yeah, okay. This will work. So the reason I need to separate it is because I need to join that into the... Here, we also need to realize instances. We need to join that into the collision stuff. Oh, okay, no, that's still okay. Right? And then output that to there. Okay. Okay. And then oh right, I need to rejoin everything after the fact. Yikes, this is a pain. But here. Uh-oh. Oh, it's lagging! Yay! Oh, that's... I know why. It's crashing! That was a bad idea. So, I forgot to change that to instance, so right now it's just doing it on all the points, which is really bad. So, I'm just gonna go and crash Blender, and then recover the autosave, because that should work in that case. I might have also made it accidentally so that they would all stack on top of each other. Here, let's file, recover, autosave. I might have just overwhelmed it completely. Okay, so rewind, it's rewind time. Okay, so I just need to go and re-add in that for each loop properly this time. Let me just space this out severely. Let's see, so let's go math for each instance, need to make sure that's an instance this time around. Let's set this to be integer, just to make it easier. So let's put this up to here. I'm just going to separate geometry instance. So we want this to be separated if it's equal to the index, essentially making this a for each loop. Selection goes into there. So that will do that. And then we will, yeah, we need to rejoin everything. Join geometry. So we want the operation to happen on only this one. So actually, yeah, let's do this. The selection, we move down here so that stuff can happen. So that we can't really mess it up. Too bad. So here, we plug that into there, and we plug this into there. Okay, that should be good. So we do that, and then we do this. Okay, so we should see now. Okay, and then we just need to join the colliders. Join geometry. So to set the inverted, we need to use a realize instances node. This might start lagging. It's lagging a little bit. But here we can... might not be entirely accurate, but... Here, let's just try to make it so that they'll stack. And again, this is very inefficient because we don't have actual for it. Whoa. Something's not right. They shouldn't bounce like that. So why'd it bounce? Here, let's go and just have the regular zone happen. Okay, that's working. Is it because that's equal to that and that happens? Value 0. There's only a few instances in here, but it should be fine either way. Okay, yep. So we have that. Oh, nope, nope, nope. That goes into there. That goes out. That gets put into the output, so that should be now activated. We should see, yeah, all of those are doing what they should. They're falling. But now for the collider, why would they freak out a ton? Like, why would that cause it to... Yeah, if the selection's doing that, it should be fine, right? It almost seems like it's colliding with itself, which it very much... Yeah, maybe... No, that's the inverted one. Yeah. All the ones that are not the... I can figure that out another time. But the for each part's working, just not the self collisions. Like that one should not hop over to there. That shouldn't even be an option. So I'm just very confused why it would be like, yep, we're getting a... No. Wait, are the normals on here? Let's, wait, let's show... Base normals? Nope, those are okay. So why would it do that? So if I just disconnect that, it's just like, oh yay, everything's working. Well, if we do this, and everything else is... wait, okay, maybe I need to put the for each zone inside of the collider thing. Just one more test, everyone. One more. For real this time. We do that. Plug that. Which zone goes to which zone? Yeah, no, I screwed that up. Okay, repeat zone goes inside. And that one goes out there. Okay, so that goes like that, and then that like that. Good, 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 good. And then we should see, yep, it's now falling. So now if we have the inverted and put that in there, it might. Nope. Still messed up. Which I'm still confused by. Because it should. Yeah. What if we, outside of the zones, I just say, hey, if you're equal to one of the instances, let's put you in here. So one of them will freak out, but the others may... Here, let's set that to 1. So one of them falls through the floor. The index is equal to that. If it's true, yeah. How come both of those freak out? I'm just getting a little more confused with all this as time goes on. The add is functioning, so what's its problem? Equal. If it's equal, then the stuff happens, and it gets rejoined. If not, nothing happens. Alright, that's enough for now. We have the version that works. This one, obviously, does not. So if I were to, again, just do that, chop out all of this. In summary, like that is this right here, ignoring the simulation parts. This is how you make it so that an instance, not instances in this case, how an instance, you can just make it so that, oh wait, I need to animate this one. Oh wait. Yeah, how do I make it so that it references the live instance? Because right now the instance is kind of frozen. Let's see. How do I transfer the instance rotation, location, and scale? Let's see. Instance on points? Instance 2 points? 2 points. Yeah, I wonder how that would work. So, if I put that in there, then I capture. This is... Because one of the reasons that I want to make my own rigid body physics system rather than Blender's internal one, let's see, rotation, is because you can't have geometry nodes interact with instance rotation and then instance location. Yep, that should be good enough. I, and then I, there, and, well, we already have the location. We just need the rotation. Scale, we're not dealing with the scale right now. So if we have that, we can now get the live version of this. So if I were to say, edit the topology. So let's try a... Yeah, let's try it a random extrude. So extrude mesh node. We should see that, yes, that is now functioning. So now if we do that, yep. Actually, wait, why is... Oh, right. I could just do the same thing after the simulation just to show the updated mesh doing its thing. Because it doesn't like feeding in the accurate data, shall we say, all the time. So here we can see. There we go. If I have this be random per face, random value, yeah. It's just like do. Yeah, there we go. Here, let's have a noise texture, set it to 1D. Then we just add to the sorry. Okay, so the goal for this is that, here, let's have scene time, seconds. Yeah, there we go. Is so that we can have, and let's just keep this going, have an object where it'll just, oh, no, you're going off edge, no! Nope, there it goes. Have an object where if it's being operated on by geometry nodes, it will just, whoop, there it goes again. It will just function as intended. Like, I can have an object that is being just morphed around and all that good stuff, and then the collision will just work. Let's add in some more steps for that, and we can see it's not colliding, not even a little bit. So, again, if the topology is even changing. So let's go and just delete several parts at a time. So let's make this random value. So I'm just going to change the seed per frame. So again, another thing that you just can't do with regular rigid body physics. If the topology is changing, like you add, like if something's growing and you need it to actually form. Actually, here, maybe a Boolean. Let's try Boolean. Here's a good example, mesh Boolean. Let's see. Let's get a cube. Oh, cube and then transform. There we go. Let's put that into there. If I start, classic Booleans. Booleans never work. Like, look at even something, well, okay. The mesh does have holes in it, which Booleans highly dislike, so let me just go and get rid of the holes so that'll be all nice and tidy. That, and then that. Oop, not that. Non-manifold. So here, and let's also reset your rotation, just so that we can see everything. So here, there's you. So if we do something like that, well, okay. It should be on another axis rather than the other one. So let's put you over to there. Okay. Nope, other direction. There we go. So here, if it gets eaten away, it will still fall. But then, if it gets restored, it will come back. So, why I'm doing this. Something can be put away, and then it can be reformed, as we can see. That, and then that. It turns out this isn't... Like, regular rigid body physics isn't expensive. So if I can harness that and actually make it work, topology doing its own thing, that would be amazing. Like, just look at that. Referencing the live topology. Rather than, like with rigid body physics, where you can edit the mesh after the fact, but it won't take it into account, which is interesting given that I did it myself in less than 30 minutes. Well, in less than 2 minutes. The mesh, well, maybe it just, I'm suspecting that it just evaluates geometry nodes last. So yeah, that's some fun stuff. Someone requested that I showed the robot stuff after this, so I will showcase that. But yeah, I just wanted to like go over this. Maybe someone who watches this can implement the rotation correctly. Oh, I think the rigid body fell through the world because, you know, stuff. But yeah, warping it, like I could even do both at the same time. Like, look at that. Like, it's a lot of geometry, but yeah, it's probably loving the Booleans. But even with all that, it still works. So imagine something that will just work well. Imagine something that'll work well. That's my goal. All right. But yeah, and yeah, here's another example I completely forgot. Like, dynamically slicing an object. Like, I could have a geometry node system that slices one instance into two, but the rigid body stuff won't work. So yeah, I can make that once I figure out the rigid body physics and make it so that the other pieces also work. I can make a system where, oh yeah, that's the original part that I was trying to make. Where an object would either clone itself or be split in half, and the two would have rigid, you know, proper physics like in game engines. But you can just keep splitting it and the rigid bodies would just work. So more physics-based stuff, but it would actually work. So with the current version that I'm doing, like, oh, uh-oh. I broke something. What did I break? Uh-oh. Did simulations just break? That's the most likely outcome. Oh no, it's back. Interesting. But yeah. Just seeing the collisions be solid like this is so nice to see. Because all around, like, I just had the hardest time figuring out collisions beforehand, and this is just like, oh, piece of cake. And also, I could make this a convex hull. So if I switch this to convex hull, it would show the convex hull, which Blender's rigid body system does use to simplify the geometry massively. So I could do that as an option as well. So many possibilities. So the collider could be completely different than the original mesh. Like here, let's show more examples. So here we can have that working, but I could also set position and then offset it by the normal. So I can add in a little bit of a spacer between all of this. So scale, put that in there. So let's set that to 0.1. Oh, 0.1. So here if I turn this up, it'll just be, oh, a bigger collider, or I can make it tinier so that it'll clip into it, which I don't think anyone would want. But there we go. So that there will be an even spacing on everything. So that's the possibility. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to switch over to the robot just to showcase that again. Okay, here we go. So this was the best part of the stream, well, where most of it was anyway. I made the robot leg system, and I stuck the default cube on top of it. I got it finally working, it works well. This one is kind of a planned, and well, the points where the foot placement is kind of like pseudo-animated. But with this one, that's just procedural, movement, pretty much all the way around. Like with this one, it's trying to go towards that empty there, which let me enhance that aspect of it. Here we go. Let's go and fix that. Wait a minute. Where is the... Yeah, walking edges. Where is... Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here I can just make it so that it goes faster over to where it's supposed to go. Which, you know, it breaks. But yeah. Here, the limiter. Like, I have the speed limiter there. There we go. I could also turn down the drag, but that'll turn down the body drag for both. So yeah, let's take the target, put it at 0.2. So here we can see it moves much faster towards where it's supposed to go. Here, let me lower it again. Isn't that lovely? It's terrible, but also amazing. So let's set that at 0.05. But let's hide that one. The main goal is the chicken robot with the default cube on top of it. All of that, no rigs. No rigs, just geometry nodes. There we go. With the IK you were working on earlier this week? Yes, I think, yeah, I think I've only been working on this for like 2-3 days at this point. But now it's pretty much done. Like, it just needs an optimization pass, cleaning up, and so on. But it does work. Yep. And under the hood, once again, like this is the IK pass with the wobbling. And then you just instance all the parts. Like here are the cables, the kind of cable pass, which is cool. There's the top part of the leg. You combine all those, you get that part. For the foot, it's a bit more complicated because I instance basically another quote-unquote rig that's just curve lines. I do the collision mesh with that, so we have that happening, and then we instance the objects on there. We combine all the parts together, which includes the cube up top, and there we go. So as we can see, it works. And I should also mention again, you can have as many legs as you want. But results, you know, it just needs a little bit of tweaking in order for it to work. But yeah, let me go and rewind. Yep, simulation nodes broke again. So this is what it looks like without any simulations. Just looks very rock solid. No simulations, it's just doing what it's supposed to. Yep. Not really all too special. So let me open, don't save, open. Let's have you back in action. But yeah, that one's so much fun. Yeah. I like the placement on this one because it looks like the legs are a part of the cube now, even though they're very much not. But yeah, that's all fun. I should probably bevel the cube a little bit. But yeah, lots of fun stuff that I've been working on. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Have a good one. And yeah. Just have a good night. Have a good time. Go to sleep. Go to sleep at a proper time. Because with geometry nodes, people, the one thing I know is that we do this too much. But yeah. Have a good night.